Hello, and we're back with another episode, and we have Dax here today as our special guest. We're going to get some feedback and see what got him started with his fitness journey and what he actually does at the moment and what made him enjoy his fitness journey of what he was doing. Anyway, so Dax, what got you started when you first trained?
Um, well, I used to, like a lot of people, it all started, I played football, played a lot of rep footy,
Yep.
when I was younger. So I think I started footy when I was probably about five, sorry, all the way to about 15 or 16, probably 17 actually. Played for like Norths and stuff like that. And then I just started, I liked more of the weight training side of it than footy. That's where it got to. And then I just started coming obsessed with the gym. And then I really got into bodybuilding, competitive bodybuilding, really liked it, wanted to be part of it. And then I found a coach on the coast, and then that's what got me started. I entered my first comp at 18, I think I was 17 or 18. And back then, it was pretty random. Like no one on the coast was really doing it from the Central Coast I'm from,
Yep.
New South Wales. And so a lot of people around me were like, "What the hell are you doing?" You know what I mean? We're getting up on stage in pretty much a G-string and posing our muscles and stuff like that. But I loved it, and I still love it. And then from there, it just continued on, and that's what got me started. But now, like, I just turned 40 in February, so I've been doing it a long time, and I
Yeah.
still live and breathe it every day. It's actually, well, it's my job. It's
Yeah.
pretty much my job every day, so it's what I do.
When
Yeah.
you did them like younger, has the industry changed a great deal? Because you've been in it then for quite a long time since you started at 18. Has that like adjusted a bit? Has it changed, or it's sort of similar how it always was, or has it adapted at all, or has it changed for the better or the worst? Or there are more than one, my bad. Yeah.
No. It's definitely changed. Whether it's for the best or the worst, I guess it's a bit of both, really.
Mm.
It depends which way you look at it. Back then, like I said, it wasn't real mainstream. You'd really get on stage, you'd have, you know, sorry, there me poodles going off.
That's all right.
Not too many people would compete back then. And then it was all about, I guess, how I look at it. Back, I think it's starting to do a bit of a 360 now, but back then it was just about training and meeting new people, and you know what I mean. We didn't have real much social media back then, so it was a lot of human face to face and interaction, and you'd train and you'd eat, and you wouldn't scroll on your phone, and you'd write your book the workouts, and you'd send your workouts via text messages, and you'd meet mates in Sydney, you'd travel to Canberra and compete and stuff like that. And then I guess if you look at it, and like I said, I find it's doing a bit of a 360, but probably like 5 to 10 years ago, I'd say 5 years ago, I found a lot of people just wanted to compete for, I guess, the social media exposure,
Mm.
which is fine. It's totally fine. If that's what you're doing it for, if it's going to help boost your job, it's going to make you more money, or that's what you want to do, that's cool. But like I said, the difference was back then there was none of that. So we did it just to compete in the sport and meet new people and become good mates. And that's what I loved about it. But like I said, right now I had 9 guys compete 2 weeks ago at the NABA show, and
Yeah.
it was just like it was back in the day. We sat in a room, we all met new people. There was no like bitching about I said to the boys, when you come off stage, I want you to make sure you're polite to everybody. And they made mates. You can see them talking to people that competed on the weekend. Even like 2 weeks ago, you can see they're still chatting. And when you're in that diet phase, a lot of people are like, yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And as soon as you go back to it, it's totally different. But
Yeah.
it seems
Drained.
like it's the old day. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's the bodybuilding side of it. And then there's a whole other side of it. Like for a job, own a company called NXT-GEN Nutrition, which obviously is a supplement nutrition store.
Yep.
And supplement-wise, it's changed a lot. It's changed massively. But yeah, I really love what I'm seeing in the bodybuilding side of it, male and females. We competed again on the weekend up at the Southerns in the NABA, and I met a whole new bunch of people. I took my partner there she's never been to a bodybuilding show. She knows what I do, like I coach and stuff. And for the last 5 years we've been together, she hasn't come to one because it's not her sort of thing. She loves training, but I didn't think I'd drag her along. She'd sit there all day. She wouldn't, it can be boring if you're not into it.
It's a niche thing. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. And she loved it. She absolutely frothed on it because she saw all my hard work with these guys pay off. And she was like, I can't believe how good these guys look. And look how beautiful that girl looks. And wow, look at her bikini. Look how crazy the tans were. So for someone that's not in the industry loving it, it was a pretty good feeling.
Do you find it hard to manage many people that they don't get as much time, or you just limit your amount that you do manage so you can give them all the exact amount of attention that they need? So how's that aspect of it? Have you had times where it's been great a lot, so then it's harder because there's more people, or is that always
as a coach?
On top? Yeah, just if you're at the show, because like it says, like like that's because you've got to manage all them and make sure water's tight, this that. You're different for different people, what protocol they're with, and what you're doing with water and food and
I remember years and years ago, I had a show at Gosford and I had 25 females and 15 guys, and
that's a lot.
Yeah, and I was rocking up, and I was like stressing for weeks. I was like, how am I going to do this? So I literally paid a girl that I knew, and she come and helped me, and she looked after the female side of it. Like I looked after their nutrition and the diet. She helped with their bikinis and their dresses and their makeup. That was pretty full on. That was really, really full on. And fighting for 20 plus weeks, and they don't want to fuck it the last 2 seconds before they jump on stage. So they want the attention, and I totally get it. They've paid me to be their coach. And you can sort of hear it. I've been sick since that day because I was fully run down. We got there at 7 o'clock in the morning and we left at 8:30 at night. And I just had it. I literally had it the day before, what time every person was on and how many person was in each category and how long I'd have in between each category. And then while they're on stage, and knew what the good thing was, most of them were in the morning and they weren't on until the afternoon. So I had
a little bit of leeway.
To know if I had to feed them more food and give them more water or etc. And it worked really well. So I give everybody 100% of me, like on the day, and make sure it's even. And and that's it. And I'll make sure I do, no matter what. Like I'll miss meals on the day. It's not about me. It's about them. Yeah. And that's it. Yeah, I'll make sure I do. If I ever got to a point again where I had to do 30 people, where I hope I do, because I'm getting right back into the coaching side. I'll have another person with me to do it. Probably my business partner.
Yeah, just to make things easier. Twice I think it done, but that's okay. Yeah, cool. So we'll just continue on to there. We'll get into this part. We'll just get into what you do for your training now, and then sort of what you do for training, and what your goals are, like moving forward for yourself, for your fitness goals at the moment.
Training for me it's been the same pretty much for years. I guess I love training. So as I found as I got older, I found it's probably more for me mentally, right? The training side of it. But in saying that, I always train to be my best and look my best I possibly can, because if you look good, you're going to feel good. So, and every day I'm giving advice on how to keep your body healthy, how to grow muscle, how to burn fat, keep healthy, etc. So I want to be the person that I can stand there and people can trust me. So that inspires me to keep training harder and harder. But I really don't need anything to do that because I love the gym. I love training. So it's typical 5-day split for me. It's like an old school. You may be the same. It's like a chest and bis and a chest and tries and a day off and a back and a legs and arm day. And it's always been that for me. And I found that's always worked for me. When you find something that works for you, to stick with it. I do change my training style up every 4 weeks. So right now I'm on like a heavy sort of phase where it's like literally 4 to 8 reps max. And then after that, I do a really high volume training.
Yes, you get the best of both worlds, and you can recover and not as much injuries. That's what I found as I get older. More and more injuries by trying to push that tonnage instead of going to a part where I do a little bit more higher rep ranges and back it back a bit and then do again. And perfect.
It's funny as you're younger, as younger, and you had those older blokes always say, "Oh, you wait till you're my age, mate, you'll be sore." And I'll be like, "Nah." Now I'm like 40. I'm like, "You're right. My knees are hurting. My back's hurting." So
shoulders.
your shoulders always a shoulder pain, but you just manage it. You get smarter as you go on. You learn to know your body and how it works. So it's like, if I'm really, really buggered, I'll have a day off training. I will. You know what I mean? Then I know I'll be able to give it 100% the next day.
You'll know too in yourself as you get that training experience and that training age increase. You'll just feel it. You'll be like, I think I just need it today, even though it's scheduled. Like say, like legs or backs the next time. I don't care. Gonna have that rest if I need it. If you know
100%.
what I mean?
100%, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, insane on that. The last 2 weeks, I've done my 5 days for the week, but I've been a little under the weather, but I haven't given anyone any sickness from it, so I've still worked. But I've had these guys prepping, and I train with 2 of the guys that I prep, and I wanted to be there to push them for the shows because they're at their weakest and the most vulnerable part right now. They've got the Worlds in 3 weeks' time, so that's a huge show. So I wanted to make sure I'm there to keep pushing them. So in saying that, I'll probably have a couple of days off next week. I'll need a rest.
They catch up.
I don't need any motivation to train. I love it. I actually just love it. As I get older, I love it more and more. And you know what I mean? And I've taught a lot of people and a lot of customers over the years, like the benefits of training, and mentally and physically. My training partner is 63 years old, and he out-trains all of us. He's unbelievable. He trains heavy. He looks amazing. 3 years ago, he was a mad pisshead when I met him, and he was an angry, unhealthy-looking dude. And he came in, and I was giving him advice, and that old school footy head dude, and you can tell he's looking at you thinking, "Oh, I don't know this guy." And I said, "You know what? Come and train me this weekend." And we just clicked from then. He just come like a sponge, and he took everything in. And now he's like, if we're training at 5:30 and I turn up at 5:25, he goes, "You're late. Where have you been?" I was like, that's how into it he is. Like, you know what I mean? So little things like that. It's great to be able to push someone at 63 years old. Like I said, it's amazing. I love it. Yeah. So that's my inspiration, I guess, to help others. That's what I do.
100%. So we got a general idea of what you do there. When you did last compete, did you just stop competing altogether, or is that off the tables, or you just focusing more on business now and coaching then instead of ever competing? And when you did compete, when was that last show?
Yeah, it was years ago. It's well over 10 years ago now, because what my whole plan was, I grew up competing in the A and B, so as a natural competitor. Yep. And I did my last show, and I said, from here, I'm going to go compete in the IFBB, right? Obviously, I was fully natural when I done the A and B. I got, tested all the time. Back then, you used to actually get tested. And then, and that was my whole plan. But what happened my last couple of years of competing, I started helping people get ready for shows. And then I remember in between those 2 years, out of nowhere, a lot of people started getting into bodybuilding. I started coaching. And then I thought to myself, I don't know if I'd be able to do a show and give these people 100%. And I never wanted to be able to do it, because when I got ready for shows, I think I nearly done 100 shows. Every show, I was so obsessed with it. And I became the prick, and I knew I was a prick at the time, and everything was about myself, and I wouldn't give anyone the time of the day. Not when I wasn't working, but like I'd be in bed by a certain time, get up at a certain time. And I was like, I can't be like that if I'm gonna compete, and I can't be like that. If I'm gonna prep these people. So coaching just grew and grew and grew from there, and I just couldn't, I don't want it to stop. But I was like, until I have a break for a year of coaching, I won't compete. Okay. So that's where it stopped for me. But like I said, I've been around it now for like years and years. And I was always people asking me if I'm going to get back on stage. And I may have a couple back in me. I don't know. I always try and keep in the best shape possible. So I don't think I need a massive prep, maybe like 15 weeks max or something like that. But like I said, my goals right now are just the business and prepping people and coaching and my online programs and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so you've got online programs, and where can people find the shop? So, like you said, you had a protein shop, yeah? Where's that at?
Yeah. So we've got 3 on the Central Coast. We've got one at Tuggerah, where I'm based out of majority of the time. We've got one in Erina, and we've got one down the peninsula in Woy Woy. Nice. So 3 stores on the Central Coast, yeah.
Okay. Links will be down below.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just end up never competed yet because I keep thinking I'm too small, and then I try to come in too big, and I keep, it's my fault. I know this though. I think I've been training now for like 22 years, non-stop, train the same way basically, but getting old and getting the injuries. Like I'm a 41 now myself, so
that's the thing, right? Bodybuilders will always have in their head that they're never ready for a show. They'll always I need to be bigger. I need to bring my legs up. I need to bring that. The truth is, everyone's got weak body parts. Even you know what? Like I always go back to this. I remember like that year Phil Heath come off from the Olympia, and he just looked absolutely insane. I just remember, I'll never forget it, and I never seen anything like it. I thought Ronnie Coleman looked amazing when I saw Phil Heath. And I remember the interviewed him backstage and said, "Can you be better?" And he goes, 100%. I need to work on this, that. And I was thinking to myself, if he can admit that, Mr. Olympia, then it's such a true point for the rest of us. Like, you'll never be 100% ready for a show. You just got to go in there and get started. Then you get the feedback, and then you know what you really need to know.
Yeah, what you got to bring up more. That helps too. If you know some judges, send them some pictures, ask them. They'll sort of tell you, bring your legs up, bring this up, give you something to focus in on too. Then if you are trying to do that and bring an area up.
And the good thing about it now, judges are giving really good feedback. Really, really good feedback. All my boys got feedback. Every one of them, and they wasn't a simple text message where it was like, you need to bring your legs up. It was like, you know what, your back and your chest were great, your shoulders, flowed into everything, but you do need to bring your legs up, probably more hamstring than quads. It was a great every message. And like I said, like I really like putting my guys in the nubber. There's nothing against any other federation, but they do look after their athletes and they're fair. Like you can turn up to that show knowing that they will be judged on how they look on the day, not who they know or who they are or who their coach is. And I'm all about that, because most people that I coach, pretty much most of them, they don't want to compete to be Mr. Olympia or make the Olympia. They just want to do this sport, look the best they can, and hopefully get rewarded for it with a trophy. Not that, a trophy is worth much, but it's worth that 16, 20 weeks, that piece of metal where it is to show, this is what I earned. You know what I mean? So I guess that's the whole idea for bodybuilders and bikini athletes and whatever category they're doing. And that's where a lot of people probably don't understand. Is it really worth it? I'm sure you get people saying, is it really worth it? Even training, is it really worth getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning? And you're like, is it really worth sleeping in for 3 hours and being late to work?
Your health's worth a lot if you want to be healthy. That's what it's, because usually I just deal with everyday lifestyle clients, not with usually contest prep, if you know what I mean. It's just what I specialize in, and it the small changes makes a big world of difference. Just slowly making them small changes, then each one of them small wins build into the next win, and then it get a snowball effect.
Absolutely, yeah. But I guess how long you've been training for?
22 years.
Yeah, so you've been doing it a long time.
Yeah, I'm 41. Yeah,
you know all about training. Yeah.
Do
you go to many of the shows?
No, I haven't. I usually don't go to the show. I usually like to watch online. Like I suffer from acute anxiety in crowds. It's just a weird thing. One of my other things has probably stopped me competing. But I like I said, I usually just I either train at home, got my own gym at home, or I train in at work usually when I train.
Yeah. But I mean, it's a crazy sport. Like, I can understand what you're saying. You literally are standing up in pretty much nothing covering you, and you're getting judged on how you look by 7 or 9 judges, and that can be fucking scary for people.
I don't think that would bother me. The thing that would bother me is afterwards. You know how you said how everyone's talking? It's when a heaps of people are close to me. That's when it sets off. If I've got thousands of people in front of me, I'm good. It's once they're close to me. It's a battle I've dealt with my whole life. I end up getting over it though since I started. Just use the gym to deal with that problem. Go at less time than start going at the peak time. I'm fine. I can go there peak time now. I'm good. It just was a small battle. I think we've all got our own battles with things that we deal with, though. Part of life, yeah.
100%. It's like when I do like a supplement talk or something, I would rather sit there and talk in front of 100 people than 10, because I know the 10 people are that close and they're so zoned in on you, and you're like, oh man, if I slip up one little bit, they're gonna know about it. But when there's 100 people, you don't care. You're just like, whatever. There's that many people here. Most of them will probably switched off anyway.
Yeah, just like when you train and you just zone out and see nothing but this, what you're doing. It all goes blank.
Of course.
Like the good old pre-workout we used to get in the year 2015.
Oh yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing. We don't have it anymore. Or not.
It's probably a good thing.
It's funny because I get younger kids come in and they go, did you ever use that Jacked or the Mesomorph? And I was like, yeah. And I'm thinking,
or Hemo Rage.
I sound real old now, but yeah, I did.
That's what you did we're at the stage of back in my day.
I was probably lucky to make 40 using that stuff.
It was a good training session though. Instead of your training session lasting an hour, it was a good 2 hours.
I always found that when I used to use that stuff, there was no such thing as lactic acid buildup. So you could just, it's like your muscles and joints went completely numb. So you could train and never burn out. But the next day, all your joints were sore, you were fatigued. But by the end of the day, you were cool. So there you go again, another scoop, bang into it. But I mean, it probably wasn't doing us any favors. I don't know if any of us grew back then, but we had good workouts.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not. Probably, what is it? By today's standard, by everyone with the new data, they're saying would be overtraining, wouldn't they?
Yeah, that's true. That's another thing. Social media, unfortunately.
No such thing. Yeah, under-eaten.
There's a lot of people trying to reinvent the wheel when you just think that we were doing that like in the early 2000s. Yeah, crazy. Yeah,
it is. That's what it is. But yeah, no, awesome. Cool. Have you got anything else you would like to discuss or share with us before we boot off?
Look, in regards to what the topic was, that's pretty much what I do, man. Like,
yeah, awesome.
I'm still coaching. I do my online stuff. I run my shops. I'm 6 days a week. This is my day off. I work tomorrow. Pretty much like it's when people say to me, what have you been doing? I'm like, working. It's boring to say, but that's literally what I've been doing. So I can't really tell you much more because this is between work and that and hanging with my partner and my puppies. It's pretty much what I do.
Make sure you give yourself that little bit of time. You don't want to suffer from that burnout. I've copped them a few times being a PT and stuff. 100%. You get that sometimes. Just make sure you got your bit of R&R, if you get what I mean.
Sure, and that'll be me this Saturday watching 3 games of NRL.
Yeah, nice. Awesome.
What footy team do you go for?
I don't usually watch football, to tell you the truth. Like I said, I stopped into footy. Like I said, I did play football. I played only twice though. I went and played for when I was down near Rutherford, so I went and played for the Griffins. Then I went from straight to Griffins. I went and played grade for Cessnock. I played like the whole season of grade, and then I fractured my ankle. But I just played on it anyway, so it was fractured on both sides. So I played the whole season out, and sort of ruined my ankle a bit. But it made me get into training a lot more, and I sort of despise football since a little bit.
That's why I gave up footy. A lot of it was due to injuries. Hey, if you do an injury in the gym these days, you're an idiot because you knew you shouldn't have pushed it too far.
I've copped lots of them. Have you copped a few of them? Have you copped a few injuries? What's your worst injury for training? There we go.
You know what? I think it was probably the worst would probably be like a bulging disc or a slip disc back years ago from a deadlift. No. Right. No, it was from. Do you know Mike Pearson?
No, I don't think so. Or if I'm
Okay.
better with faces, names I'm bad with.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
he had this. Cut a long story short, had this workout called Deck of Death, right? So we'd go through a deck of cards, and whatever card you'd pull out, that's how many squats you had to do.
Oh,
And we non-stop squatted for 2 hours. And by the end, like the next day, my back, I couldn't walk for days. And that's what I'm saying. That was stupid, but
yeah.
we did it for content and it didn't pay off. But that was probably the worst. I've nearly tore a bicep when I was doing Muay Thai about 6 weeks ago in Thailand. That was very close. I was very, very lucky that it didn't tear off the bone. It's good now, but a lot of care and I used some BPC and that worked sensational for my injury. And but that was really close. And if that tore, I would have been heartbroken. So I was lucky.
I feel your pain.
If it's not on my Instagram, it's good to show. It's all good.
Yeah, awesome. Perfect.
Right.
Thank you very much for stopping in. It was great to meet you. Like I said, I'm sure we'll have to catch up another time when I finally get this show done. We'll see when I do it though. Hopefully I stop procrastinating and I just get it done. Yeah. I need to get the fat off.
You know what?
Yeah.
Just lock the date and do it. And you'll be very, because from there that's it. That's all you'll need to get that one show out of the way. You'll froth on it. That'll be it. You'll love it from there on in. So
yeah, 100%. Thank you very much.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
Cheers. Appreciate it. Bye.